Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm James. This is Appetite for Altitude. I'm back in North Wales. Over behind me is Carneddau, and that's just out of shot probably for you is Yr Elen, which I'm going to climb up today. It's late afternoon. I've just left Bethesda, so let's go and do a night's wild camping up on lovely Yr Elen. So yeah, as I say, just left Bethesda. If you're coming up this way, it's more or less a straight uphill for a couple of kilometres, and it's been especially tiring for me with reasons I will go into a bit later on when I've set up camp. Yeah, it's a Monday afternoon. It's, as you can see, really quite warm and sunny. Hopefully we'll have a nice sunset and maybe even some nice stars to watch. Warm sunny day here. I don't know about here in Wales, but certainly where I live down south in England, I think we're on, is it heatwave number 3, just shortly to be number 4. It's just been, wow, ridiculous. I've been here for a couple of nights already. Again, I'll go into that a bit later on, but I was over in Gwynedd last night and it rained, and it's the first rain I'd seen in so long. But it's still, as you can see, still relatively green here. So at this point, where you pass through these old buildings, sheep pens or something, I'm not sure. Shortly we're going to start heading across in that direction. Just going to get past some of the local residents. Lovely things. So yes, somewhere down this way we go, and up towards that lump of rock over there, which I think is called Carneddau. So you can see now that's the direction we've come from. It's not very far at all really, it's only a few kilometres. But you can see now, not too far away from, we're going to be heading up that little valley there, past that outcrop of rock, Carneddau, and then we'll be going up that ridge. Well, certainly getting there now. Not too far. Great views out to the sea there. And just about to see the tip of Anglesey there, and the Menai Strait, and then the Irish Sea in the distance. Beautiful evening, really beautiful. Yeah, it's fairly straightforward. The path disappears, but it's fairly, as long as you've got decent visibility, it's fairly easy to know where you're going. Although I could imagine it being quite dodgy in poorer conditions. Well, I don't know what all this tall, sharp grass is called, but it's probably tick heaven. I will certainly have to check myself for ticks. Alright, so past the sheepfolds, towards this, which I think is called Carneddau, and we're going to turn around here. Up there obviously is the the path to Carnedd, Llewellyn. Well, up this way, behind this little valley, is Cwm Caseg, and there in front of us is today's main event. Well, I don't mind telling you, that section from the bottom there up to here, which is a place called Penywaun-Wen, that was tough with about 13-14 kilograms on your back of wild camp and stuff. Yeah, that's taken it out of me, but I needed water anyway. Up there, and I better hurry up because time's getting on, is the ridge that takes you up to the top of Yr Elen. Right, I've just zigzagged up that slope, very steep. I wouldn't advise that one. Your actual route is from down that direction, straight from the bottom, really. But I needed water, obviously, from the Llyn. And that's a fine view, looking back where we come from. And a brilliant view out to sea as well, wow. Right, I want to try and get to the top for sunset, which is going to be easier said than done. Hoping this is going to be fairly straightforward. I've heard that it is. It's not too dangerous or taxing. You never can tell, can you, till you do it yourself. So I think over there that's Bwlch. Llewellyn's up there, and obviously this is our way. Last few metres according to the Ordnance Survey map. Got to be careful, although it's quite rocky. There's a lot of grass and moss, and it's quite easy to lose your footing on, especially when it's damp. about that. Views are Carneddau. It's Bethesda where I started out. We're coming right down that valley there, right round. Wow. Okay, I know you won't be able to see much in this old action camera of mine, but as you can see, the night's drawn in now. It's fairly breezy up here as well. So anyway, tonight's setup, if you can see it, in this very old DD pyramid tarp of mine, which is well past it. Knappack Arctic, Decathlon pillow, and that's a snug pack, kind of one season summer sleeping bag, and I've got the mountain equipment ion bivvy to go over it. I've been in a campsite a couple of nights and that's been okay, although it's slightly on the cool side. I wouldn't necessarily do that again. And obviously there's all my mess in the corner. So yeah, I'm going to get into bed now, in this very lumpy bumpy bed as I always seem to choose. Get into bed, have my real Termat chicken curry, have a glass of wine and then go to sleep. So I've just finished my very late dinner. The chicken curry, real Termat, which as always was really nice. I just thought I'd finish with some final thoughts before I go to sleep on this very nippy summer's night on Yr Elen. There may be another heat wave down south, but there's not one on top of this mountain at the moment. It's really quite cool. So yeah, Dragon's Teeth Ridge, it's good. It's a really enjoyable experience. Although I wouldn't advise doing it with a load of camping gear on your back because that was strenuous. I'm glad I managed to get here before the dark set in. And I eventually got myself a little pitch, very uneven pitch, as I always seem to do, but this is quite comfortable. So yeah, I would advise you to have a go at it. It's not particularly dangerous. I've certainly done more dangerous ridge walks than that one. I'm sorry, I keep sniffing all the time. That's like I said to you earlier. I was going to explain. I've actually been in North Wales for, this is the third night now. My original plan was to do this on Saturday when I got here. Unfortunately, my train was cancelled, so that took an extra 2 hours. So I decided to book into a campsite for the night. Then I'd already had one booked, which is intended to be a recovery day for the Sunday. So I went from one campsite to the other, and haven't done much at all really. And it's a good job because I'd had a horrible cold all week. And I thought, well, that's fine. At least I'll be better by the weekend. I wasn't better by the weekend. On Saturday, I felt absolutely awful by Saturday evening. Managed to get an okay night's sleep, and Sunday was a little bit better. But then again, last night, I was talking to my wife on the phone, just feeling like I was getting tonsillitis. Would you believe? And I've had tonsillitis before, and it's not a pleasant experience. I mean, my throat is still sore, but it's not too bad. You know, I had to go and buy some salt and gargle salt water, and take painkillers and stuff like that. So that seems to have sorted it out a little bit, and it doesn't hurt as much as it did. It was painful to swallow last night, but it's not too bad now. So yes, anyway, let's see what kind of day tomorrow brings. I may walk up onto Carnedd Llewellyn and walk down to Ogwen Valley that way. But anyway, come back to you in the morning. See you then. Good morning. You have to excuse my bed head and morning face. I've managed to get a good solid 5 hours sleep, which is brilliant for me when I'm out in the open like this. As you can see, it's another beautiful morning, another beautiful day in the offing. My cold is much the same. I'm still bunged up, but I'll be fine. But yeah, there was some absolutely stunning starry skies, which I've probably put up already. Obviously, they're kind of enhanced by the phone that I've took the photos on. But it's, you know, it wasn't too much of a lie. There were lots and lots and lots of stars, more than I've seen in a good long time. Anyway, I'm going to finish my tea and then I'm going to get packed up and then we'll see what the day brings. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Really lucky with this weather. Sweet. Sweet. Get that back down there. Right, what's next? Going. Well, this is certainly good going for me. Up, dressed, and getting ready to go by 8 AM. It's virtually unheard of. Yeah, this old DD Tarp's pyramid of mine is seeing much better days. It's probably the last time it'll be getting used. It's fallen to bits inside. But it was okay for a quick weekend. Well, that's it. Aside from my phone and a couple of bits there, no trace left, as per usual. I know I've said this earlier, but wow, what a brilliant morning. I love the way the sun just catches the edges of thing and cast great big shadows. Right, so our route is up that way, Carnedd, Llewellyn, and then we're going back down to Ogwen Valley. Right, off we go again. So there's a great view back down to Cwm Caseg and Penywaun-Caseg, and also a great view of the Dragon's Teeth if you fancy a go yourself. It's relatively straightforward. Well, having a breather in the summit shelter on Carneddau, Llewellyn. Time for breakfast, nice healthy breakfast of a crunchy bar, followed by a few sips of water. And my path from here, I think, is more or less downhill, I think, and I hope. Coming to the end of another adventure, and what a fantastic one it's been. So the route up from Yr Elen to up here is that was quite tough going actually. It was scree followed by a bit of grass and then lots of boulders to get up to this part. Obviously you got fantastic views from here, like down to there's Carneddau, I think, and there'll be that's Penywaun-Wen you can see in the distance, Trevan North Ridge and the Eryri, and it's just a glimpse of Snowdonia in the distance. Right, time to press on again. Not the healthiest breakfast in the world, crunchy bar, but it'll do in a pinch. Anyway, downhill section's just about to begin, I think. Let's just check the route, make sure I'm on course. Yeah, certainly seem to be. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's where we're heading. Getting to the end of my journey now. It looks like fairly plain walking from here. It's just a matter of making my way towards Penywaun-Wen. This nice relatively flat section is called Penywaun-Wen, I think. Lots of nice little spots here, and as you can see in the distance there, Penywaun-Wen, there's some nice flat pitches there as well by the looks of it. But again, I think you'd have to bring all your water with you. But anyway, just before there's a path that goes down that way, which is where I'm going, down towards the Ogwen Valley. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've watched this far, thank you very much. If you've watched it at all, thank you very much. It's been another grand little adventure. The weather's been really benign. Dragon's Teeth scramble was tasty and one I can recommend. Once again, thank you very much for joining me. Do like and subscribe, that would be nice. And I'll see you again on another adventure, hopefully really soon. Cheers. Just a quick postscript. So the path I'm going down, there's exacts down there, I think, down the side of the prison. But if you're doing this route, you have to down climb from there, and that was pretty hairy, I've got to admit. That was put your walking poles away and use 2 hands and 2 feet and your arse if you need to. Thanks for watching.